Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Indeed, all praises for Allah. We praise Him, seek His assistance, and seek His forgiveness. We seek refuge in Allah from the evil promptings of our souls and from our evil actions. Whosoever Allah guides, none can misguide, and whosoever Allah leaves astray, none can guide aright. I testify that none had the right to be worshipped except Allah alone, having no partner, and I testify that Muhammad, may Allah exalt his mention, is his slave and his messenger. Inshallah, today we are speaking more and more about Allah's most beautiful names, where we have said that Allah Jalla wa Ala names are indicative of the attributes. The names are indicative of the attributes. Allah Jalla wa Ala is the most generous, so He is really the most generous. And He has the attribute of generosity. So Allah names are indicative of the attributes of His perfection or perfectness. So His names are of real meanings. They are indicative of attributes. That attributes are attributes of His perfectance. He is the most perfect. And these names are derived from His attributes. And thus, they are names and they are attributes, because of which they are most beautiful. Furthermore, knowledge of Allah's names and attributes is one of the most noble, great, lofty, obligatory forms of knowledge. Again, please, we have to know that Allah Jalla wa Ala names are real names of attributes. They are indicative of the attributes. And these attributes are attributes of His perfectness. Perfectness is His. These names are indicative of attributes. These attributes are attributes of His perfectness. So the names are derived from His attributes, and thus the names are names and the attributes are attributes. Real names of real meanings, I mean real attributes, because of which they are beautiful. That's why they are beautiful, and actually most beautiful. Furthermore, knowledge about Allah's names and attributes is considered one of the most noble, great, lofty, obligatory forms of knowledge. From amongst Allah's names are His name Allah Jalla wa Ala, which we are trying to talk today as much as possible about. Allah is the deity and focus of worship, who the creation worship, love, revere, humble to, and seek His aid during times of need. Again, today we are going to speak about His name Allah. So, to know about this great name, we are saying that Allah is the deity and the focus of worship. Allah is the focus of worship, who the creation worship. Not only worship, but worship and love and revere and humble and seek His aid during times of need. Allah Jalla wa Ala, the Exalted, is this name Allah is the unique, the exclusive name of Allah. To that name Allah refers to His holy essence and encompasses all the other beautiful names of Him and divine attributes. So Allah Jalla wa Ala, His name Allah indicates that He is the deity and the focus of worship, who the creation worship, love, refers, humble, and seek His aid during times of need. And Allah is the unique exclusive name. That name, to that name Allah refers to all His holy other names. So the name Allah, which refers to His holy essence, His encompasses of all other most beautiful names and divine attributes. Once you say Allah, it includes all His divine attributes. It means to that name encompasses all other beautiful names. The name Allah. And in order to have comprehensive knowledge about that name, comprehensive knowledge about the beauty in the name Allah. See in Arabic what we are going to write in Arabic, and then we are trying as much as possible to translate. Fiqh. Again, speaking about this great name Allah, we have said that Allah, we want to say what is the meaning of fiqh al-husn fi ism Allah Jalla wa Ala wa al-ilah. We want to say fiqh al-husn. What is the meaning of, in Arabic, fiqh الحسن في اسم الله عز وجل الله أو والإله. Okay? فقه الحسن, to understand the reality of the beauty in that name Allah and the name Al-Ilah, God. We want to understand what is the indications of the beauty. How can we pick up beauty present in that name Allah and Al-Ilah? We have to go to Surah Taha 8. We want to go to Surah Taha 8 and Surah Az-Zukhruf 84. So Taha 8 and Az-Zukhruf 84. These two will discuss the issue. قال الله تعالى, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa lahu al-asma'ul husna. Allah is saying, Allah and none but Him is the one having the most beautiful names. These are the data in Surah Taha. Allah, la ilaha illahu, Allah Jalla wa Ala, the Exalted, none but Him has the most beautiful names. And also in Surah Al-Zukhruf, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying, وَهُوَ الَّذِي فِي السَّمَاءِ إِلَهٌ وَفِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَهٌ وَهُوَ الْحَكِيمُ الْعَلِيمُ. He, and none but him, is the God both in heaven and in earth. And he is the most wise, the most knowing. So, Allah, alam ala dhatillah. It is a pronoun indicating the essence of Allah himself. So Allah never ever been but for Allah Jalla wa Ala. And so when I say it is a alam, a noun, indicating himself, Allah himself, and also indicating his names, his attributes, and his deeds. How that? How? Just to say Allah, it indicates his names, it indicates his himself, his attributes, and his names. It is an indicating to the other names and attributes. How? Allah Jalla wa Ala, alam ala al-Malik. When I am speaking about the king, he is Allah. About the creator, he is Allah. About the Lord, Ar-Rab, he is Allah. About the Almighty, Al-Aziz, he is Allah. And when I'm saying Ar-Rahman, Allah, it means Ar-Rahman. So Allah Jalla wa Ala name indicative for these names. Okay. Again, when we are saying Allah, it is an indication for other attributes and the names. How? Allah al-Malik, Allah the King, Allah the Creator, Allah the Lord, Allah the Almighty, Allah the Most Merciful. So he is the pronoun indicating other names. If you say Allah, it means that all other names under that name. And also it is an indicative of the attributes. Because when you are saying Allah al-Khaliq, Allah the Creator, this means that he is really the Creator, and none but him creates all this universe. And the proof for that, I want that verse, Al-Hashr 22 and 23. Al-Hashr 22-23, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying that Huwa Allahu alladhi la ilaha illa huwa alimul ghaybi wa shahada huwa ar-Rahmanur Rahim huwa Allah alladhi la ilaha illa huwa الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. Again, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying in Surah Al-Hashr, هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر. Now we want to say that the verse number 22 in Al-Hashr, هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. He started with He is Allah. He is Allah and confirm saying لا إله إلا هو. None but Him is having the full deity, and He is the knower of the unseen and the witnessed. So He Jalla wa Ala is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the entirely merciful and the specially merciful. He started, I want you to understand, again please, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying in Surah Al-Hashr, هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. See, the start of the verse is هو Allah. So Allah Jalla wa Ala, this is the name we are speaking about. And then He started saying that هو Allah عالم الغيب والشهادة. And again, after saying هو Allah, after saying هو Allah, so he said هو Allah, and then he discussed how, then again explaining هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. This is a description that none but Him is Allah. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. And then he started enumerating other names with other attributes, proving that these are His. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. And then he started saying that عالم الغيب والشهادة. In the first one, عالم الغيب والشهادة, He is the one known about seen and unseen, and He Himself, Allah Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. See, He said first هو الله, and then He said هو الرحمن الرحيم. The most gracious, the most merciful. And then on the after verse He said again هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو, and then He started enumerated who is Allah. He started enumerating many names under the same name Allah. Allah is the same Al-Malik, the King, Al-Quddus. He also Jalla wa Ala, Allahu Al-Maliku Al-Quddus, the Holy, the King, the Holy, the one totally free from any defects. As-Salam, Al-Mu'min, Al-Mu'min who is giving security for others, the giver of security. And Al-Muhaymin, Al-Muhaymin the Almighty, Al-Aziz the Almighty, Al-Muhaymin, He is the watcher over His all creatures. Al-Jabbar, the compeller, Al-Mutakabbir, the supreme. All these are the same, Huwa Allahu. And after enumerating that, He said, Subhanallah amma yushrikun. Glory be to all glory to be for Allah. How dare others set to share Him? How? So He is Subhanallah amma yushrikun. It means that He is above all that they associate as partners with Him. So, reaching that, or knowing that, reaching that, Huwa Allahu, and then He is saying لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر. All these are Allah. So what is this means? That Allah huwa al-ilah al-azim.
He is the deity, and He is the only Lord, unique and exclusive name of Allah refers to that name, His holy essence, and encompasses all the other beautiful names and divine attributes. So, هو الإله العظيم. He is the greatest, none greater than Him. He is the greatest, none greater than Him. هو الله العظيم, the greatest. The greatest, none is greater than Him. And He is the greatest in His essence, His names, His attributes, His deeds. All that are the greatest. The greatest in His names, in His essence, in His attributes, in His deeds, to the extent that all got mad of thinking how Allah can make all that things. The whole kingdom is His. The whole creator is His. The whole matter is within His hands. And He confirms that in Surah Al-A'raf. In Surah Al-A'raf. To prove that, in Surah Al-A'raf, number 54. See in Surah Al-A'raf what Allah is saying. Allah is saying, إِنَّ رَبَّكُمُ اللَّهُ الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في 6 أيام ثم استوى على العرش يغشي الليل النهار يطلبه حثيثا والشمس والقمر والنجوم مسخرات بأمره ألا له الخلق والأمر تبارك الله رب العالمين. Actually, Surah Al-A'raf is discussing how Allah Jalla wa Ala is the Lord of all universe. See, He didn't say here Inna Allah, but He started first saying Inna Rabbakumullah. See, He is saying Inna Rabbakumu, and then He said Allah. What is this means? This means that He is going to speak about things indicating lordship. Ar-Rabb is the lordship. So He wants to say that your Lord is your deity. He is the same. But here He is speaking about things related to His lordship. What are these? The creation of heavens and earth. See? إِنَّ رَبَّكُمُ اللَّهُ الَّذِي خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ فِي 6 أيام. So, He indicates why He mentioned إِنَّ رَبَّكُمُ اللَّهُ. Why He mentioned it? Because He was speaking about the character of the Lord, that He is the creator of heavens and earth. And He did that in 6 days. And then after that, He rose over, or istawa, over the throne in a way suitable for His majesty. In a way suits Him as a Lord of all creatures. The way He is rising is suitable, or istiwa is suitable for Him as the Lord, as the deity of all His creatures. And then He said about a character, none can do it but Allah. يُغْشِي اللَّيْلَ النَّهَارَ يَطْلُبُهُ حَثِيثًا. Day and night are together following each other, one cover over the other. The night, He Jalla wa Ala, by His order, the night comes as a cover over the day, and as if seeking it rapidly. And He Jalla wa Ala also created sun, moon, stars, all of them are subjected to his command. Surely they are subjected all to his command. The result is that all the creation and the commandment is his. All are his, moved and working with his order. With his order. To him only, creation and commandment and everything in that world is moved and modulated with his order. Blessed is Allah, the Lord of Al-Alameen. Al-Alameen is all but him. Mankind, jinn, and all that exists except him, Jalla wa Ala. See how your Lord is great. How you can just think that Subhana man la nihayata li'azamatihi. So if you look just for this verse, you will realize that there is no end. There is no end to his glory, to his beauty, to his mighty, to his mercy, to his strength, to his knowledge, to his kingdom. See again and again and again how he, Jalla wa Ala, is holding the whole thing with his own order, with his own wish, according to his knowledge, wisdom, mercy, beauty. There is no limit to all these, no limit to his grandiosity, no limit to his mighty, no limit to his beauty, no limit to his strength, or his knowledge, or his mercy, or his kingdom. None is giving but him. None is taking but him. Him having no partner. None cause mighty but him. None cause low attitude but him. None but him has the power to cause death and to bring to life. None but him. And he has no partner in that. And that is why in Surah Ghafir 65, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying, هو الحي لا إله إلا هو فادعوه مخلصين له الدين الحمد لله رب العالمين. He is the all living. All of us are going to die. All of us are going to die. But he and none but him, is the ever living. And this means that he is the cause, to cause life and to cause death to all but him, because he is the ever living. And that's why he confirms his majesty by saying La ilaha illa huwa. None has the right to be worshipped and to be present and to continue being alive but him. And so you have to invoke him sincerely, and to make your worship totally pure for him and him alone. You have to worship him alone, having no partner, and you are believing that. you are believing that none deserve but him. None but him deserves that. What is that? That means deserve to be loved, deserve to be worshipped, deserve to be asked. He and none but him. So when you ask, be benevolent, be sincere, and don't worship but him, because none else is going to support or to help. And you are proving sincerity by continuously doing righteous deeds sincerely for him alone, for his sake only. You are not doing that to let others show or know. And you are not doing that to convince others that you are performing your worship sincerely. Allah Jalla wa Ala deserves all the praises and thanks to him only, the Lord of al-Alameen. All but him. Mankind, jinn, all that exist except him are al-Alameen. He is the Lord of. Understand? From that we can realize one important thing. That is the root or the origin or the main of all Allah names. Most beautiful names are three. So there are three names which is the main of all his names, and around them all the names are around these meanings or the attributes there. These names are three. The first is Allah. The second is Ar-Rab. The third is Ar-Rahman. And let us analyze that. Around these three names, all other Allah most beautiful names and attributes are around these names. Why or how? How? Allah indicates attributes of deity attributes. What is deity attributes? صفات الألوهية. To be the God, to be worshipped from the holy, not holy, glorified attributes. So Allah includes all deity attributes, and we are going to discuss how. And Ar-Rabb, all around lordship, Ar-Rububiyyah, is speaking about all attributes related to rububiyyah. So, Allah indicates uluhiyyah, His deity attributes, whereas Ar-Rabb, the Lord, indicates His rububiyyah, His lordship. What is His lordship? All around it, like creation, like provision, like being the only to provide all His creatures, the only to support them with all their needs, responsible for them, the sustainer of them all, like that. Ar-Rabb related to His rububiyyah, and Ar-Rahman, the most merciful, is dealing with attributes of benevolence and forbear. صفات الإحسان والبر. We are going to discuss that all in details. Now again, we are speaking the point we are speaking about in the name Allah and Al-Ilah. We are speaking about these two names, Allah and Al-Ilah. So the first point we are speaking about is the comprehension of beauty in these names. What is the beauty in this name? What is the beauty felt in these two names, Allah and Al-Ilah? We said that Allah is a pronoun indicating Allah Himself, telling about Allah Himself. And not only Himself, His essence, no, but also His attributes and His names. And then we came to the question, how? How that we have proved from Surah Al-Hashr that it started with Allahu La ilaha illa huwa, and then he start calculating الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر. All these are Allah names. So He is the greatest, none greater than Him. He is the most beautiful, none is beautiful than Him. He is the greatest, none is greater than Him. He is the most knowledge, to have knowledge, none have like Him. And to around His deeds, nobody is able even to think. Nobody is able. How Allah Jalla wa Ala is capable of doing all that. And then we came to Surah Al-A'raf, telling the fact that Inna Rabbakumullah, your Lord is Allah. Who is Allah? الذي خلق السماوات والأرض في ستة أيام. He was able to create them in no time, but He made it in 6 days in order to let you understand that He can do whatever He wants in the perfect time. He is seeing that is the perfect. As He in no time, by kun fayakun, He created Adam and Isa alayhim salam. Also He created heavens and earth in 6 days. He can make it on shorter or longer, but according to His knowledge, mercy, wisdom, He did whatever He wants. Subhana man la nihayata li'azamati. His grandiosity is unlimited. His lordship is unlimited. His glorified essence and names, attributes are unlimited. His beauty, His strength, His knowledge, His mercy, His kingdom are all unlimited. He is the one who gives, none can give but Him. And He is the one who prevents, none can prevent but Him. He, Jalla wa Ala, can raise, and He can let others be low, come down. He and none but Him is the only capable for creation and the only capable for causing death. None cause creation but him, none cause death but him. And that's why we came to Surah Ghafir, هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو فادعوه مخلصين. If you are asking your Lord, ask him knowing who is he. Not just ask for yourself. I want to tell you something. Try to feel how to call your Lord because you love him. You call him because you love him, not because you want your son to be cured, or your husband to be good, or your mom to become Muslim. Call him without want and without anything but to express your love to him. Call him sincerely. He deserves. Allah Jalla wa Ala deserves to be asked alone, deserves to be loved alone, deserved to be hoped alone. You are saying that because you love him, not because you are in need of him. Try to taste that. Try to taste his love. Try to taste it. To feel that he deserves. Not because we are in need of him, but because we love him. And that's why we said that Allah Jalla wa Ala most beautiful names are around the 3 categories of names. Allah, Ar-Rab, Ar-Rahman. Allah indicates all attributes or all names having attributes of deity. That's why, for example, the compeller is from the category of Allah name. The conqueror, the category of Allah name. It means grandiosity and high ranked attribute. These are the names of Allah. And the names related to Ar-Rab, the Lordship, is around his capability to care with, like the provider, the master, the Lord. And the third category is around the name Ar-Rahman. So it includes all kinds of mercy, forbear, benevolence, like that. Allah Jalla wa Ala has collected all these names. Allah Jalla wa Ala has collected all these names. The name of Allah and Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim in the greatest surah, which is Al-Fatiha. Allah Jalla wa Ala collected all these 3 names in the greatest surah of Quran, which is Al-Fatiha, by saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. See Al-Fatiha, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. See, all praise is for Allah, the Lord of all creatures. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The most merciful, the most beneficent. And then to return back to the name Allah, it it is the origin of all other names, and it is the origin and the root of all Allah's most beautiful names, and all Allah's most beautiful names are related to Him, are added to Him. You can say Ar-Rahman from Allah names, min asma'illah. Another reverse. You can say Al-Azim min asma'illah, and so on. So you refer all names to His name Allah. So we can say that all Allah's most beautiful names are added to His name Allah. And the proof for that is Surah Al-Hashr 24. Surah Al-Hashr 24, where Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying, هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. In Surah Al-Hashr 24, He is explaining exactly what I have said. What is that? That is, all names are related or referred to His name Allah Jalla wa Ala. And He said that هو الله الخالق. He is saying هو Allah. So now He is expressing that He is Allah. Who is Allah? Now you are going to ask, who is Allah? He answered, He is this. Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari'u, Al-Musawwiru. You are asking, where is Allah? What is the others? He is saying Allah is Al-Khaliq, the creator. Allah is the creator. Al-Bari, the inventor. Al-Musawwir, it means He is the one giving shapes to all His creatures. And then He explained more, saying Lahul Asma, Lahul Asma'ul Husna. All these are His most beautiful names. Lahul Asma'ul Husna. And all creatures at heavens and earth are glorifying Him, praising Him. And He is Jalla wa Ala Al-Azizu Al-Hakim, the Almighty, the All-Wise. That's why His name Allah, it necessitates the meanings of all other names. Allah mustalzim, it necessitates لجميع معاني الأسماء. All the meanings of all other names are under that name. That when I say Allah, and keep it silent. I'm saying Allah. So I can realize, according to the circumstances you are speaking about, that you want to say that He is the most merciful, the most beneficent. And if the situation needs strength and needs capability, you are saying the highest in His strength, in His capability, He is the Almighty, like that. He is the subjugator, like that. According to the circumstances, you can find the suitable attribute or name of Allah, and all under His name Allah. So Allah Jalla wa Ala name necessitates the meanings, all the meanings of other Allah's most beautiful names and attributes. And that's why it is the most common name which come in the Quran, and to him added the other most beautiful names, and to him most of the dhikr and praising is by that name. As you are saying Subhanallah, see, you are saying Subhanallah, you are saying Alhamdulillah, you are saying La ilaha illallah. See? You are saying Allahu Akbar. All these indicates that that name is sharing all his names in all situations. And the end result is that he is the God or the Ilah, the one to whom all creatures turn in love, veneration, and submission. He, Jalla wa Ala, is the God who possesses all attributes of perfection, of majesty, and beauty. His are the most beautiful names and sublime attributes. And that's why in Surah Taha 8, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa lahu al-asma'ul husna. Subhanallah, the greatest, the one to be worshipped alone, having no partner. To him all most beautiful names and attributes. He deserves the highest perfect names and attributes. And for all those, he is the one to be loved maximally. Maximum love is for him only. And that is why he is named Al-Ilah. It means loved to unbelievable extreme of love. And for that he is worshipped. And he is the one to be taken as God both in heavens and land, mankind and creatures. And that's why in Surah Al-Zukhruf 84, Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying, هو الذي في السماء إله وفي الأرض إله وهو الحكيم العليم. He is the only God in heavens and in earth, and he is the most wise, the most to know. All his creatures worship him, but this kind of worship differs from one to one, and the result is not all of us are of the same estimation concerning our belief in Allah to be the only worshipped and loved. All are loving and worship, but they are varying according to their knowledge. The more knowledge they have, the more humbling attitude, the more slavery nature, the more eager to gain his love, his assistance, the more according to the knowledge gained about him, his Almighty. So we can say Allah al-ism al-a'zam, للرب. Allah is the greatest name for the Lord, and to him, to that name Allah, جميع الأسماء الحسنى تعود إليه، وتعود إليه جميع الأسماء الحسنى. To him return back all other names. And the whole creature's hearts are created with the fact that from inside these hearts they are hoping but him. They are quite sure of his grandiosity. They are declaring his lordship, his love, his only right to be taken as a Lord and none with him. And that's why in Surah Al-An'am 102, Allah is saying, ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ خَالِقُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ فَاعْبُدُوهُ وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَكِيلٌ. All reliance is to him alone. He is the most capable of anything related to his universe and to his creatures. All his creatures are his, so he is the only to care with them. Knowing about Allah will let us ask, by that knowledge about Allah comes the question, what about كلمة التوحيد? كلمة Allah, what is its relation to كلمة التوحيد? We have to understand that. We have to understand the correlation between the two. How the word Allah and the knowledge we came to know about it now, let you understand that the word La ilaha illallah, which is the witness word, is the whole deen. Is the whole deen. كلمة التوحيد. What is كلمة التوحيد? In between brackets, لا إله إلا Allah. And we are going to analyze now. It is the whole deen. الدين كله. How? Just now we were expressing how Allah Jalla wa Ala is the only owner of that universe. How Allah Jalla wa Ala is the creator, is the king, is the master, and how he Jalla wa Ala has names and attributes, all return back to the origin name, which is Allah. So to say Allah means none but him occupies your whole heart. There is no place for any but him. To say La ilaha illallah as kalimat al-tawheed, it means none but him occupies your full heart. No micron space left for any. So this word, La ilaha illallah, none but Allah, is the whole deen. How? For that, Allah creates the whole creatures. For that, for its sake, for the sake of making La ilaha illallah occupies your full heart, for that, the whole creatures Allah creates. Allah creates the whole creatures in order to praise Him. He creates heavens and earth. He sent all kinds of messages through His prophets. He sent down books. He put legislations. He creates heavens and creates hellfire and put the straight way and the way. All these, as-sirat, al-mizan, al-jannah, al-nar, all these for La ilaha illallah. For La ilaha illallah. And that's why. And that is why La ilaha illallah is the best word the tongue can mention. The tongue can mention La ilaha illallah is the best letters to be pronounced by the tongue. La ilaha illallah is the best to settle in the heart as a meaning. La ilaha illallah is the best to be worshipped by all creatures. If you want to worship, worship Allah only. If you want to talk, talk by La ilaha illallah only. If you want to love, love only Allah. Saying La ilaha illallah. If you have full belief, proper belief, correct belief, belief, it will not be but La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah is the strongest word. It is stronger than any. It is greater than any. It is heavier than any. Again, La ilaha illallah is the only cause. Is the only cause for creation of all ins and jinn. All mankind and jinn. They are created for La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah is the cause all creatures have been created. La ilaha illallah is the cause why heavens and earth are created. La ilaha illallah is the cause why all messengers have been sent. La ilaha illallah is the cause for all books to be revealed to these messengers. La ilaha illallah is the cause for creation of Jinnah, of paradise and creation of hellfire. Because those believing are going to paradise and those disbelieving are going to hellfire. Those who perform it properly will go to the paradise. That's why it was created for them. And those who are not believing and dying and the dead with no trust that La ilaha illallah, hellfire are created for them as a punishment. And La ilaha illallah, for it Allah has created everything. The sirat have been put. The mizan have been settled. The hellfire, the paradise are prepared for the believers and the disbelievers. That's why the greatest word to be pronounced by the tongue is La ilaha illallah. The greatest word to be loved by the heart is La ilaha illallah. The greatest belief to be settled in the heart is La ilaha illallah. It is the strongest word and it is heavier than any other heavy thing. It is the greatest, it is the heaviest, it is the strongest. to the extent, if the whole heavens, the 7 heavens, with those inside, and the 7 earths with those inside, are collected and be put on one side to be weighed, and La ilaha illallah is put on the other side, it is heavier. And this proves that it is the heaviest. To be weighed with the whole heavens with those inside, and the whole earth is with those inside, and these are in one side and La ilaha illallah on the other side, it comes down being heavier. So it is أثقل kalima, أثقل, the heaviest. And also, if you collect heavens, the 7 heavens, and the 7 earths, and you let them be attached to each other to form a circle, to form a ring, and that ring is as strong as that, it is made of the whole heavens with its inside capability and capacity, and the whole earth with all inside like mountains, everything inside it heavy, and they together are attached as one circle, heavens and earth. The word La ilaha illallah, it will cut them. It will cut them. In Arabic, لَقَسَمَتْهُمْ, it will break them. It will break them. قَسَمَا, it will let them be 2 pieces. And on the same time, in order to feel, in order to have the sensation of being monotheistic, a slave committing all kinds of sins. A slave comes on the day of judgment committing all kinds of sins, and his sins, if collected, will fill the whole earth. Imagine how his sins are. And he comes with one action, that he is saying La ilaha illallah sincerely. Again, if a slave comes on day of judgment committing all kinds of sins, to the extent that his sins, if gathered, will fill the whole land, the whole earth, and he is coming only by La ilaha illallah sincerely, settled in his heart. And when his papers comes, his suhuf, each body has his, like magazines, like newspapers, every has his, and his may be unlimited of its length, because these books are not left minute action, seen or hidden and without being written there. So that slave comes with his sins filling 99 papers like that, full of sins only. And when let these papers or news stretched, it is as long as you are looking by your eye, till the end of your eye looking. See how long these papers contains, and how long they are. if such kind of books telling about minute actions that slave has made, and all of them are sins, there is no one righteous deed. And these books or these papers or these registrations of the unlimited number of sins are gathered to be weighed on one side, and only La ilaha illallah sincerely on the other side. They will fly. They will rapidly be up, being so heavy, the way of La ilaha illallah, if compared to their way. And if a slave has a the nucleus or the atom, see how small. If the slave has a way of a nucleus from La ilaha illallah sincerely said in his heart, it will save him from hellfire. If its way like the way of two-way nucleus, unseen small way matter, if that way at that size La ilaha illallah is said sincerely in his heart, it will save him from hellfire. And there is authentic hadith, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is radiallahu anhu arda is saying that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إن آخر أهل الجنة دخولا الجنة وآخر أهل النار خروجا من النار رجل. He is describing a man, a slave. See the description of that slave. He is the last to enter the paradise, the last to be extracted from hellfire. إن آخر أهل الجنة دخولا, the last one to enter the paradise. وآخر أهل النار خروجا, and the last one to come out of the hellfire. He comes out on his knees as if doing like a baby, walking in his hands and knees, moving in such way. Habwan, it's called habwan, as creeping, habwan. And then Allah Jalla wa Ala is telling him, go to the paradise. يقول له ربه ادخل الجنة. His Lord is telling him, go and enter the paradise. Then he said to his Lord, it is full. He replied, it is full. Al-Jannah mal'a. Oh my Lord, it is full. He's the last one. Then he's saying, it is full. Then Allah Jalla wa Ala is telling him 3 times, go and enter the paradise. 3 times. My Lord, it is full. My Lord, it is full. 3 times. And then Allah said to him, you know, the dunya multiplied in 10 is yours in the Jannah. Allah is saying, لك مثل الدنيا 10 مرار. You have as the way of the whole dunya multiplied by 10 for you. And al-hadith muttafaq alayh. Al-hadith is agreed by all scholars. Al-hadith muttafaq alayh. It is an authentic hadith. To prove the value of La ilaha illallah. So La ilaha illallah al-Ali al-Azim. None has the right but Allah, the Most High, the Greatest. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi. All glory is for Allah and all praise. عدد خلقه, the number of all his creatures. ورضا نفسه, and the contentment of himself. وزنة عرشه, and the way of his throne. ومداد كلماته, the extent of his words. لا إله إلا الله, by all these. La ilaha illallah, if mentioned on little, it increases. If mentioned on little, that little becomes multiplied. La ilaha illallah, if mentioned on stress, the stress gone away. La ilaha illallah, if said in a statement of fear, the fear goes away. La ilaha illallah, if said and the person is in sad attitude, it is fully changed into happiness. La ilaha illallah, if there is any kind of compression, it is changed into full release. La ilaha illallah, who is weak and hang by La ilaha illallah becomes the most powerful. La ilaha illallah, if it is hanged by a mean person, he becomes full of mighty and his rank is raised by it. La ilaha illallah, if it is hanged by an ignorant, it changed him into fully known person. La ilaha illallah, if it is hanged by a sick person, it changed him into fully healthy person. If it is attached by a poor, it changed him into rich. La ilaha illallah, al-haq, the truth. To his mighty, all becomes so silent, unable to talk, unable to raise their heads, or unable to talk, speechless. Allah Jalla wa Ala, the one who creates all creatures, the one who is caring with all creatures. He is the one giving all praises for all, And He is the one estimating everything in its highly accurate estimation. Allah Jalla wa Ala, if cared with any, He is the one feeling safety. The one cared with Allah feel full safety. He isn't afraid of any if he is cared with Allah. And that's why Allah is saying, Allahu waliyyul mu'mineen. Allahu waliy al-mu'mineen. Let us bring that. Allahu la ilaha illahu. Take care that the first words is Allahu la ilaha illahu. So it is a proof of monotheism. We didn't talk anything. First we said Allahu la ilaha illahu. So it is a proof of the monotheism. To say Allahu la ilaha illahu, it means Allah the monotheistic, to be worshipped alone. And then he described who is Allah. Al-Hayy. So being Al-Hayy, it means that he and none but him is always alive, whereas others should die at any time, at any moment. So he is the ever-living, means he is always alive. And being alive, it necessitates other attributes, like Al-Qayyum. The ever-living should be the one responsible for sustaining all and protecting all affairs of his creatures. Why? Being the alive, being the ever-living, he should be the sustainer. He should be of the maximum amount of knowledge, the maximum amount of wisdom, the maximum amount of strength, the maximum amount of capability, because he is always alive. So that necessitates other attributes. And he proves that by saying that لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. He neither sleep nor even take a nap. And he is the owner of all inside heavens and earth. And none have the right even to think about intercession without his permission. And he is well oriented by the meticulous things from any of his creatures. Whereas none can be oriented by his unlimited knowledge. And that's why his throne is as wide as that. It is more than the size of the heavens and earths. And it doesn't care at all. It doesn't give any kind of being tired to care with all that. لا يؤوده حفظهما. It doesn't differ to him to care with all these things, because it is him, it is his, and he is the most high, the most great. This is Allah, your Lord. So in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah Jalla wa Ala is also saying in 275, Allahu waliyul ladhina amanu. Those who believe in Allah, full reliance on Allah. And he is taking the full responsibility about them. First of all, extracting them, takes them out of all kinds of darkness into full light, illumination. And the opposite for those disbelievers. And those will be dwellers for hellfire, and those will be dwellers for paradise. So from all these things, it is well apparent that none deserves to be worshipped but him. None deserve to be worshipped but him. For all that, and more than that, which we don't know, he deserves. Who is quite sure of that? من أيقن. See, من أيقن. I am dead sure. من أيقن. He is dead sure of that. What is that? That Allah is unique. None but him deserve to be worshipped. Who is the only, none but him is La ilaha illa huwa. Who is sure of that? He will worship him alone. He will be afraid of him alone. He will give him full reliance alone. And that's why worship Allah is not considered full worship. Worship Allah is not considered full worship without maximum love and maximum grandiosity, with full total submission to him. Other than that, it is not worship. It means full love to him, full sense of grandiosity to him, full concept of being a slave to him. So it is a triad of connection. Full love, full submission, full sense of grandiosity to him. He is the Lord, the Master, the King. I am the slave. S-L-A-V-E. Not a servant. Slave. To him. He is my master. Full love to him because I am nothing without him. Full love to him because I am in need of him. Full sense of grandiosity. He is my master, my Lord, my King. And I am nothing but his slave. As a result, full reliance on him. Full. I never ask but him. I never hope but him. I never fear but him. That's why in Surah Al-An'am, before finishing that now, Surah Al-An'am 102, ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ. That's your Lord. That is you. That is your Lord. None but him is your Lord. The creator of everything. Worship him. Worship him. He is the only to give him full reliance. ذَلِكُمْ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ. See, who Allah? All kinds of grandiosity for him as Allah. And he is Rabbukum. He is full caring with his creatures. See, he is Allah. First Allah, the one to be worshipped. And he is Rabbukum, the one is caring with you. See, they are the two. Allah, whom you should worship. Because he is Rabbukum. He is the one caring with you. So, ذَلِكُمْ Allahu Rabbukum. Being so, he is the one to be worshipped. And he is the one to care with you. اعبدوه. Worship him correctly. فَاعْبُدُوا. See? And before فَاعْبُدُوا, and before the word فَاعْبُدُوا, he is telling he is the creator of everything. خَالِقُ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. He is the creator of everything. So you have to analyze again. ذَلِكُمْ Allah. He is the one to be worshipped only. Why? رَبُّكُمْ. Who is caring with you. None but him. La ilaha. See ilaha? See ilaha? From Allah. La ilaha. Because he is now saying ذَلِكُمُ after which la ilaha. There is no deity but him. La ilaha. Okay? ربكم. Then he said خالق كل شيء. So ذلكم الله لا إله. These are the two similar. ربكم خالق كل شيء similar. The result is what? اعبدوه. Worship him. Worship him alone. Why? Full reliance is given for him. على كل شيء وكيل. He is al-wakil, means the most to be trusted, the trustee. Full reliance on him, the disposer of all affairs, over all things. That's why La ilaha illallah, who say La ilaha illallah very accurately, very specifically, the most accurate and in exact meaning, none has say it like that but Allah himself, because he knows about himself. He knows about himself, he knows about his witness, he knows about that, and after him his angels, because they are very close to him, and then the prophets and messengers, because they are the most mankind knowledgeable to know about their Lord. After that the scholars, because they are those who are following the prophets are the scholars, and after them the ordinary believers. Again, the first to know properly about himself the most correctly is Allah himself, because he knows about himself, because he knows about his knowledge, about his names, attributes. He's the one knowing about himself correctly, and he himself give the witness upon himself, and then following him the angels. شهد الله أنه لا إله إلا هو والملائكة وأولو العلم. That verse in Surah Al-Imran, wait to bring it. Yes, Al-Imran 18. Al-Imran 18. See Al-Imran 18. Al-Imran 18. شهد الله أنه لا إله إلا هو والملائكة وأولي العلم قائما بالقسط. See what they have give witness for. لا إله إلا هو العزيز الحكيم. Again, شهد الله. Who is the one giving his witness first? Allah himself. Allah himself give his witness that لا إله إلا هو العزيز الحكيم. This is the witness. They give witness for what? For the fact that لا إله إلا الله العزيز الحكيم. Who give this witness? Allah himself. Allah, see, the same. Allah himself, and then the angels, and then ulul ilm. These are the one who gives their witness. Shahid Allah, He Himself first give His witness that He is the only Lord, the only to be worshipped, none but Him, the Almighty, the most wise, the all-wise. Shahid Allah by what? La ilaha illa huwa, that none has the right to be worshipped but Him. And whom else? Wal malaika, because they are the nearest to Him always, around His throne and carrying the throne. And whom else? The scholars. And the beginners of these scholars are the messengers. Those are who gives the fact that La ilaha illallahu al-azizul hakim. After that, we will stop here. It may take another lesson to have full knowledge about Allah Jalla wa Ala Almighty. May Allah accept. جزاكم الله خيرا. بارك الله فيكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.